I have read over 300 books, a large portion of those being on manifestation, and today I'm gonna try my best to distill everything that I've learned from those in just 10 minutes. Not theories, not wishful thinking, real frameworks that will actually move your life forward. Most people don't know this, but I didn't actually fully learn to read until I was 16 years old, locked up in a detention facility, starting with this series. At the time, I was super far behind in school and had a reading comprehension level of a 4th grader. But the truth is you don't really need a crazy story like mine for this stuff to actually work for you. But when I really did learn to read, I became obsessed. Metaphysics, clinical psychology, business, spirituality, every religious text, trauma work, child development, quantum mechanics, systems, biographies, autobiographies. For the next 15, 20 years, I devoured every book I could get my hands on because I really needed to understand how people change. So fast forward to hundreds of thousands of pages and frankly, just too much reading. You don't need 300 books. You need a handful of principles that you can use today and start accelerating your life fast. And if you don't understand these frameworks, you're gonna just keep repeating the same thing over and over, no matter how hard you try to manifest. So here's 6 main Hermetic principles that will save you years. Hermetic principle number 1, the law of vibration. And the truth is that everything is vibration. As the Kabbalion says, nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. So manifestation isn't about wanting, it is about tuning. So if you can imagine a radio, you need to be tuned into the right frequency, the right station. Because you don't manifest what you want, you manifest what you're consistently tuned into. The frequency that you consistently hold. What you are sort of broadcasting out like a radio tower. So what you'll notice about high performers like an athlete is they don't manage time per se, they manage state. From state, if we were to take this radio station analogy right here, okay, let's just put this here. State, we're looking at the top of the radio tower. From here, emits our frequency of clarity. Also what comes out of here is decisiveness. Decisions come out of state. Opportunities come here. Like when you're in a really friendly state and people are just sort of magnetized to you, these are opportunities. And action. Hermetic principle number 2, Hermetic P number 2. It's referred to as correspondence. As within, so without. Your subconscious will only allow you to feel what is familiar, what is safe. If love felt unfamiliar growing up, then what is going to feel safe to you is chaos. In fact, it will feel safer than intimacy. If money felt scarce, then lack feels better than abundance. So you cannot outperform what your subconscious says this is what life is supposed to feel like. You cannot manifest past the level of what your nervous system feels safe for you, what your nervous system has normalized. This is why I say that your income ceiling is almost never strategic. It is subconscious. Hermetic principle number 3, Hermetic P number 3. Mentalism. All is mind, and mind is universe. Identity is the strongest affirmation you will ever speak. So you don't get what you want, you get who you are. If your identity is, I get overlooked, you will manifest proof to make this be true, or to just perpetuate it more and more and more. I am unlucky. What will you do? You will find proof of this in the world to make it consistent. Or, I'm magnetic. And what you will do is you will go out in the world, you will create reference experiences or delusionally perceive something as such, thus creating the feedback loop that you're a magnetic person and you're capable of everything you want in your life. This is why most of the time people don't hit new levels by working harder. They shift their identity, which informs behavior, which then they get the proof of new thing. Boom. Hermetic principle number 4. Hermetic P. Why do I say this? Why am I this way? Polarity, which basically states, and this is gonna piss off all the Stoic people watching right now, that thoughts are weak, but emotions are electric. Zap. Everything is dual. What's that mean? Huh? Meaning wanting versus having are two separate poles, polarity, and they are opposite. And most people wanting, having, are focused on the wrong thing. That is, wanting your desires actually creates separation. It creates this big old gap right here. It moves it further away versus having equals closeness. And I gotta work on my handwriting. This is why part of making a visualization work is you have to feel it, not just think it. Also, if you're a very ambitious person and you want to be able to take your own life to the next level, click the link below and I will show you exactly how to do that in a very small amount of time. Hermetic principle number 5, non-resistance, basically detachment. In Hermetic words, this is called rhythm. H-Y-T-H-M, yes. Hermetic says that everything flows in and out like a tide, in and out. When you cling to something, you disrupt the flow of it. When you chase things, you announce that you do not have it. It's desperate, you reek of it. That's why it gives people this disgusting taste in their mouth when they're around desperate people. The universe doesn't respond to begging and please work. It responds to being. Desire arrives fastest when you stop waiting for proof and start operating from a place of certainty. Anybody that's ever been in real sales or actors that have auditioned for things, you know that when you're auditioning, the more desperate that you come off, how many times have you actually gotten a call back when you've been at your worst? You know for a fact that you've gotten most of your callbacks when you were just detached. You went in, you performed, you read, you did the best that you could, and you were detached. That's what I'm talking about, detachment. We want to be committed to the process, committed to a way of being, obviously prep, do the work, etc. But then we detach from the outcomes. And as you know, that's when the biggest results come in. Last but not least, my personal favorite, number 6, transmutation, which at its core deals with the principle that suffering is neutral. It is not negative. It is simply untransmuted energy. Untransmuted. It is waiting to be redirected. It is waiting to be alchemized into a type of useful and powerful fuel. We'll label things as this wasn't supposed to happen. That's when you get trapped. That's when you get stuck for a very long period of time. And performers use challenges, setbacks, pain, suffering, fill in the blank, as data points, as information, not their identity. And this is where you can get back on the horse quicker, where you can collapse the timeline of your adversity. This is why most people don't manifest what they want. They manifest what feels familiar. A little freak. They manifest essentially what they still see themselves as, who they believe themselves to be. These aren't techniques, they're principles. They're a type of architecture for how your inner world becomes your external reality. So shift your frequency, your state, make your subconscious feel safe, and then build your identity in the life that you're trying to create. Embody it emotionally, release resistance, be in rhythm, detach, and transmute your suffering. So I don't know which of these spoke to you the most today, but write them down in the comments. Let me know. And if you want to take your life to the next level, click the link below. Peace, and I'll see you in the next.